everybody! Welcome to another episode of Adventure Rolls Winds of Calamity. We are so glad that you are here with us tonight. Thank you for understanding as why we needed to take a little bit of a week off last week. Fireworks were going off all around me, so the audio just would have been miserable. Also gave us a little bit of time to relax and rest up because it's been a busy past few weeks for a lot of us. So, apart from that, as always, thank you all so much. If you are just now joining us, my name is Fisk, aka Literary DM. I am the Dungeon Master for this adventure and wonderful group of people. I also make YouTube videos where I occasionally talk about D&D, doing a lot of Pathfinder lately. So I do have last week's video is basically a random character creation challenge where I bring in some of my players from my Friday game and we just make characters. It was a lot of fun to make, so go ahead and check that out. We might do a one-shot with them. We have no idea. Literally, we've only been talking about it. We have no idea if it'll actually happen. So apart from that, everyone, go ahead and subscribe if you want. No pressure there. But apart from that, that's really all the announcements from me for right now. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the first of the Twilight Twins, Mike.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike, also known as Bardic Dice on all the socials. I'm going to play Bad Cop since Let's Play Good Cop. You better go subscribe and notify to all of his channels because he's an awesome person. And congrats on getting partner. So,
oh yeah, that did happen.
Out there. But as far as myself and what I do, I'm also on Twitch. We on the other channel. I do a homebrew game of Fates United, which is our weekly D&D game, and it's coming to an end. 2.5 years, pretty crazy. We're like in the final 3, maybe 4 sessions. So that's crazy. So yeah, if you want to come check out that and kind of see how it all wraps up, it's Fridays at 8:30 Central over on Twitch at Bardic Dice. Also, you can catch all of our episodes except for like a mystery 1 or 2 missing ones on YouTube. That's my bad. But you know, mysteries are fun, I guess. Sure, whatever. But today, as you've heard, I do play one half of the Twilight Twin duo, Avum. He is a level 11 Oracle / Rogue. Oracle being the Pathfinder homebrew, kind of converted over to D&D. He's the Time Mystery Oracle. So he is having fun trying to master all of that.
It's a good time all around. So yeah, go ahead and check out Bardic Dice on Twitch and YouTube. You're not going to want to miss the end of this campaign. It's so far been pretty wild. I've been doing my best to keep up with it, and it has been a lot of fun. I did go back and rewatch the fight that happened before last session, and it's really good. So you're not going to want to miss it. And yes, that is actually something Mike did help remind me. Yes, I did get early in partnership program, which means chats are available. So if you wanted to, you can. No pressure there. There are super chat options. Basically, I don't have memberships open just yet because I don't know what I would provide for you guys. So, but apart from that, yes. But we're continuing our march toward 1,000K. So yes, thank you for reminding me of that, Mike. But apart from that, heading on over to the other half of the Twilight Twin duo, and also one of the official artists for our stream, Rachel.
Hi, I am Rachel, also known as Pip. You can find all my art uploads on Instagram and Twitter under Pip400art. I'm still debating on if Threads is going to be a thing or not, but I've just held off on joining that because I don't know if it's a fad yet or if it's going to be a thing. But I also stream over on Marquee Gaming on Twitch on Mondays at 3:30 CST. I will work on art. Sometimes I won't have a snack beforehand, and then I'm just like hungry the whole time, and I don't really even know what I'm saying by the end of it. And then you aim stream early, but hopefully that won't happen next time. But it did happen last week. Anyway, it's a fun time, no matter what. And today I'm playing Scissory. She is a Tweely rogue paladin, and hopefully this time around she'll remember that her sword, like what her sword actually does, because she did forget that last time around.
Yeah, but it fit
Fingers
the character.
crossed.
It fit the character, though.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been obvious now the party is carrying her. Like they're the ones that sort of like take her to where she needs to go, and she does her little hack and slash, and then they like pick her up and they take her somewhere else.
It's the Hulk. It's like instead of pointing the anger, you point the chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just an escort mission for Scissory.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Exactly. So yeah, go ahead, follow Rach on all the socials as well as Twitch for a lot of fun art streams there. And with that, we'll go ahead and hop on down to the other half of the Marquee Gaming duo, Mark.
Hello, everybody. I am Mark of Marquee Gaming, and yes, we do have a D&D game on Sundays we play that has Rach and Mike in it. And also, sometimes you see Lit and D in the chat giving nice things and mean things to the players. It's a good time. It's called Mystical Mishaps. It's at 7 p.m. CST on Sundays. It's crazy, and it's going to get crazier. Trust me. And yeah, but here I play Attic. He's a Sheikah artificer, and he is hanging out where his mom lives. But he's not supposed to be there. But he's there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, he's still disguised. So yeah, go ahead and check out Mark on socials and Twitch, all that fun stuff, and YouTube. Also, you can check out their podcast as well. So all the good stuff. I got you, Mark. I got you, buddy. So with that, go ahead and check them out all there. Share, review, all that fun stuff. So with that, we're rounding things out with our other official artists for the stream, and you'll notice some updated character art in the character cards. It looks great with D.
Yay! I'm really happy as Addict's picture is up here because every time I look at him with regret and shame. So now I feel like he's redeemed. He's supposed to be cute, and I felt, the art just didn't match up with how he was. So I'm proud of myself. Thank you guys. Rach did really good on a lot of the clothing designs too, so it was fun. It's like a collab. But yeah, that was kind of my last big project before, little baby gets here. So I'll still be posting art here and there. Currently I'm on a wedding designing binge for D&D stuff, so if you want to see that, go look in the tavern or on Twitter. But it's a good time. I love art. I love all the creative stuff, so it's super fun. So go hang out in the tavern with us. But yeah, on here I play Demi. She is a fighter and bard. She's super fun to play, and I'm really happy that the Dispel Magic worked last time. So that's the first time I've ever used that in a game, so I'm happy. So yeah, so.
Yes. So let's go follow D on all the socials for some really great art, and especially with all the designs, it's really cool to look at. So apart from that, as a reminder, the VOD for this episode will be available immediately after we're done streaming. You can always go back and rewatch it. Also, you can check out this episode on podcast next Monday. There was no update yesterday, because, we didn't have an episode. So this one will be going live next week, 8 a.m. Central. So you can check it out where most podcasts are available. Apart from that, that's really all the announcements that we have for tonight. So I think it's time to get into tonight's episode of Winds of Calamity. welcome back, everybody. When last we left our heroes, the group of adventurers known as Scissory's Angels continue their quest in Gerudo Town as they went to the library seeking out various information potentially regarding the Sand Titan that was accosting the city, as well as various ruins that may exist out in the highlands of the Gerudo Desert. And potentially, what kind of guardian or elemental beast could be guarding those ruins? Discovering that could potentially be involving a guide of sorts through the Eye of Calamity to lead to the tower to the realm of Loden. From there, general rest was had as the party had taken a lot of little time to themselves and seeking out the Sand Titan, which eventually came. They engaged it, defeated it, finding out that Vati was using it of sorts to keep an eye on Gerudo Town. And that's where we pick up. As currently, Adek is on his broom, flying above you all, but the three of you are currently standing around as the sand cloud clears. Avum, you are currently in your Twily form. Adek, you are currently still in Adeka.
Oh yeah.
It's Ava and Adeka.
Yep. But we are far enough away. We made sure to march our little booties far enough.
Disgusting, all this sand.
Ava, you know,
yes.
You might want to freshen up, girl.
I'll do minor illusion until Adek can get down to me.
I'll just do like a circle just to see if I see anything from the sky that looks important or strange or anything like that before landing.
Go ahead and make a perception check. I'll say with advantage since you're elevated.
Thanks for negating a nat 1 for a 17.
Hey, anything to help there. As you're currently looking, the sand out is almost endless beyond the sky. The sun is starting to set. So you do gather that, and some of you do feel that the heat of the day is starting to dwindle. Adek, as you are currently scanning the horizon, you look off and you do see that there appears to be what appears to be almost like two Hylian women traveling in the desert. It looks like they're almost seeking shelter from the sandstorm and are starting to emerge.
Okay, so they're free from the sandstorm.
Looks like it.
Okay. How far off?
From everyone else, so specifically from the ground party, looks like they're about 500 feet away from them.
Okay. I'll just shout down like, hey, I'm gonna check in. There's some travelers. Just want to make sure they're good. I'll be back if there's problems.
Okay.
And I'll...
Alright. I'll just stand here.
Cool.
So
zoom out.
You see a deck fly off. I guess real quick, what are you three doing in the meantime?
I'm kind of poking the ground with my sword where the remains of Vati was. Is there anything left of him at all, or like any malice, or like...
Yeah, so basically when you struck the blade, it almost exploded in an array of where there is some remains of like black and purple goo. It seems to be malice, but it also does seem to be kind of almost shrinking and fizzling up as purple specks fly up into the air.
Okay. I'm like poking it more with my sword.
All right.
Faster.
With each poke, it does seem to kind of increase it as it just like there's a slight little jump and it just keeps.
Want it gone as fast as possible.
Demi's just like up next to her, just watching her do this.
Yeah,
kind of keeping an eye out too for like other guards, but mostly just watching and just like pats Scissory's shoulder. Good job, by the way.
Thank you. I thought of doing this all by myself. I'm just kidding.
Dopers.
I'll say, Demi, go ahead and make a perception check since you're looking specifically for any of the guards.
Natural 1.
You see the guards. You definitely see that they are keeping an eye, but beyond that, you can't really tell much else. You're just a little far out. They're basically almost like little specks, but you definitely can tell that they notice you.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, to be fair, even with a natural 1, it's a 9, but...
Yeah. So that's why it's like, they notice you. That's about it.
Yeah.
Avum, you doing anything?
Spitting sand out of his mouth for a second, getting himself proper again. Seeing Scissory do her thing, I think you just look around just to see if the sand brought up anything, left anything, kind of... You're kind of saying that before, that sandstorms can sometimes pick up items and whatever.
Yeah.
Plantation. So he'll probably just be looking just anything random like that.
I'd say this would be a survival check since you're looking around for stuff.
Yeah, survival is his best feat.
You never know.
Do I get to guidance myself?
Yes, I roll that you can, yeah.
I think he's gonna start looking around.
Minor illusion isn't concentration, is it?
It is, so he'll have to recast it afterwards.
Okay.
But no one's around right now, right? Because we said
You're right.
we didn't see anybody.
Not as far as you can tell. She rolled a 1 on her perception.
He'll stop and look around real quick first.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
7. Of course, no one's around, right?
Wow.
No one's
Yeah.
around. No one's around. Dude.
Yeah. Scissory said it was fine. It's fine. Guidance.
All right.
Because why not? 17.
17. Yes, so as you are currently looking around, let's go ahead and take a roll to see what you found, my dude. Okay. Yep. You found 2 electric Lizalfos horns.
Ooh.
It looks like the sandstorm potentially may have killed some Lizalfos in the process and picked up their horns.
Even likes. And then go back to silent image.
Perfect. All right. So all that's going on. A deck. You definitely see that they seem to be taking down a quickly assembled shelter that was used, made out of various sticks and cloth, perched against a bit of a sand dune. They look up and they do see you, and they do kind of do a slight wave, like, "Hey!"
Yeah, I'll start to approach, keeping some distance. I don't want to be too close,
All right.
but enough that I can shout to them. Not even too loud, just maybe 30 feet away in the air.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, they're 2 Hylian women, very much distinct by their long, pointed ears. Both have hair put up into slight buns. One seems to be almost like a bleach blonde hair. Another one that of black hair, and the one with black hair has freckles across her face. Seem to be about ranging anywhere between 5'4" and 5'6" between the 2 of them. They definitely appear to be dressed for nighttime desert walking. And they say, "What are you doing in these deserts?"
Taking care of the sandstorm. You okay?
"Oh, was that you that took care of it?"
Yep, that was us.
Yes. Say, well, the blonde hair one says, "Oh, well, glad to see that. My name's Anna, and this is Silva."
Nice to meet you. I'm Adeka of Scissory's Angels.
I'd say go ahead and make a deception check. Yeah, deception.
All right. That is a 10. A solid 10.
A solid 10. Adeka, thank you so much for your help. You said Scissory's Angels.
That's correct. You know of us?
The name rings a bit of a bell.
Where did you hear about us?
Well, we heard rumors that you were around during the Calamity in Hyrule Castle, but your whereabouts were undetermined. It seems that there was a rumor going around that you all had perished.
Thank goodness we didn't.
Yes, it was strange that you're a member of them. And they kind of look at you curiously and say, we thought that it was described as two Sheikah, two Twilight, and a Rito. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, they look both at each other. Look like they're just trying to put the pieces together, and all this stuff. Not sure what to ask.
I look like a Sheikah. I'm pretty sure. So
you do. Well, I guess thank you for taking care of that. We're gonna go ahead and make our way into Gerudo Town. Are you stopping in the town?
Yeah, I can help kind of guide you the way back if you want.
Oh, it's right. The borders are right over there. No need to do so if you don't desire it.
I just want to make sure that you're safe.
Well, if you insist.
So I'll keep a patrol just to make sure nothing comes up on you as you're packing up, and then I'll fly you up and over.
Perfect. So they give a slight nod, and they're putting things back into their bags pretty hastily, keeping an eye on you. And I would say you three, given how a deck is up in the air slightly, even if it's off in the distance, you are able to see that he is definitely lingering in that spot. So it depends upon what you all want to do, but you do definitely see a deck is lingering there.
I know I said he'd be right back. Did he say anything about... He said something like, I'm going to check on them, right? Or something like that.
I remember I saw people who were out there,
okay.
So...
Okay.
Avon thinks he's fine.
Perfect.
Do you think he's okay?
Sure. I mean, he can fly to us, or he'd be asking for help if he needed it.
Well, we gotta find him anyway, right? So we could get you back in the city. Save him.
Yeah. I figured he'd come back to me. So he... Well, onto it or not.
Well, I'm done poking this thing. I think it's gone entirely. So, mission accomplished.
Oh.
Good job, everybody.
Wrong character sheet. Hold on. There we go. It's like, I'm not Makai right now. I was like, wow, I have an 18 perception? This is oh no, I still do as Demi. Never mind.
Oh. Okay.
Wow, I still do?
So good.
Cool.
Passive. No, I was gonna send message to Attic. If I can. Are you within 120 feet of me?
No, he's
You're farther than that.
He's 500 feet.
Dang it. Okay.
While I am lingering there, though, and I'm watching them kind of go, I might remember back, you know what? Avum doesn't have the disguise anymore. And I'll look at Scrap and be like, hey, you should fly back to Avum and just, hang with him if he needs you to use that spell. So just go to Avum and stay with him until I come back.
Perfect. A slight little arm just comes up and does a slight salute, and then just flies off.
As Demi's watching this happen, she's like, I don't think I needed to send my thing. What I wanted. That Sheikah intuition.
I don't know what I can't even see him. He's like a speck out there. You have really good perception. I don't.
It's my vision.
Hmm.
Good eyes.
I have to go see the doctor when I get home, I guess.
Why do you think I have another eye here? It can see. I'm just kidding. It can't. It's just...
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was.
Yeah, you almost had me for a second. I was like, what?
I was a light realm thing? Wow.
And have another one right here. And have another one on my clothing.
Never be surprised.
When you have eyes everywhere, you're never surprised.
Is that what that means? I always wondered what that meant.
Oh, eyes of truth?
Yeah, so the Sheikah thing, eyes everywhere, and All the enemies always have like big bulbous eyes, things like that. You'd think they'd be easy
Why
targets.
do you have eyes?
But they're not like my theme
They could
or
be.
symbol. I mean, they could be, but I chose not to. That's why I'm asking why they
I
chose to.
I think the meaning is lost to history. I think it's an aesthetic thing at this point, and we just keep going with it.
Oh.
So it's
You
gonna be
totally could have
different
fooled me with the whole
iterations.
eyes everywhere thing.
You know, it's fine. Although, as a kid, my aunt said that to me, and then I proceeded to poke her in the forehead, thinking that I could poke her eye, and she just started laughing. So
That's a bold move. Just poking someone in the eye.
So,
I didn't know what else to do. I was like 5.
Anyway, okay, so what? Should we head back? What is he doing?
eventually, Scrappy does appears, just basically. Yep, and Alter Self appears, and at that point, a deck, the travelers put up their backpacks in motion that hey, and that they're ready to go.
All right, follow me, and I'll just kind of go at a normal pace ahead of him.
All right, so after some time, a deck, you are able to make it to the walls, and they just things like, so what brings you to Gerudo Town?
Oh, I mean, just traveling around, heard about this sandstorm that was causing issues, and wanted to help out.
It's a good thing that you did. Don't know what would have happened if you weren't here. It's a good thing that you were.
I agree.
And so, you all are able to see that a deck is starting to fly off ever so slightly, at a slight hover. Avum is now Ava again.
Well, should we go back to the city, tell everyone that we did it? It looks like Addict's kind of headed that way.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's a good idea.
Unless we want to stand around, kick some sand or something.
No, I'm good being out of the sand now.
Okay.
Eventually, a deck, you are able to guide them back to the Gerudo gate. With your party just behind you, then well, I guess I'll see you in the city. Thank you so much for your escort. And the guards do the usual checking of goods and services and things like that, and they're quickly then let in.
What did you say? Anna and what was the other one?
Anna and Silva.
Silva. Okay.
Yeah. Sylva.
I'm gonna say Anna Banana, but
And there's no, like, just in case Yiga markings on them or any hint of that I get from them, right?
So, first perception to look, and then insight to get the vibe.
Okay. Perception to look. That is 19 and insight 17.
They are pretty well clothed, so any markings that would be are not necessarily visible. But as far as vibes, the closest thing that you have is that it's rather odd that there are two random travelers just in the desert at that specific area. That's the only thing that catches you slightly as off.
Okay. Can I, like, as they walk in, just, like, subtly motion to the guard, just be like,
They give a nod.
okay, I'll fly back to my group.
All right, you all meet up at the corner of one of the walls that's just outside of the gate.
Hey, where are you? What are you doing? Travelers?
Yeah, there's some travelers. Kind of strange they're out there, but a couple of Hylians. Hopefully they're just Hylians.
Huh?
But yeah, they're just out there. It's kind of weird, honestly. I mean, I don't know if one of you is better at, like, snooping around and investigating. I don't want to, like, dig through their bags because I don't want to touch anything that I don't want to touch. But
Yeah.
Would Yika
Maybe.
be more in disguise, like magically, or?
Yeah, it's. I think it's a magic disguise that they do, if I remember right.
Don't you have that little like ching thing? You could tell.
The lantern?
Oh, that's I think for invisible stuff, isn't it?
No, did you have? Well, I guess it would be concentration actually. You had a detect magic thing before, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I don't want to lose this thing I just put up. It'd be like a whole waste of a spell slot. So
I'm really good at telling if people are in disguise just by watching them. Apparently, Vati couldn't get past me.
well, maybe you have a job when you get back then. Blonde hair and black hair, highly in.
Blondie and not Blondie.
I mean, yeah,
on
I
the
mean, we could
list.
follow them around a little bit too to see what they're doing.
Sure.
If you want, I don't know.
Bored. Might be nothing, but
Yeah.
I told the guards to keep an eye on them, so hopefully they're at least aware.
Also, we should probably tell them that we took care of everything.
Oh yeah,
so they
that's
know.
Yeah, and get credit.
Breaking the
just let 'em know
fame.
that-
No, just kidding.
Yeah,
But
and then
yeah.
maybe we could meet the queen here. Or princess.
there you go.
I don't know.
Chief.
Meeting chiefs. Chieftain.
Wait, was there a reason why we wanted to meet her, or is it just for fun?
I mean, potentially
fun.
the secret vault of knowledge. I would not mind to get an eye on that.
Whoa. Sure. Okay, well, should we tell your mom, or should we tell like a random guard?
I can tell my mom. She's like the captain, so.
Do you know where
Well,
she
yeah.
where she is?
She
But we could look around.
Okay, we'll go look around.
All right. So
or can we see her anywhere?
as you make your way into the city, you do see that the other Gerudo are looking at all four of you, and then what? There's a slight voice and just saying, "These are the Slayers of the Sand Titan." And there's slight applause that starts happening. Keep in mind, the guards were watching you guys.
Yeah.
So there's a slight applause that does start happening, and a little bit of celebration of various instruments, drums and horns occurring to celebrate the defeat of this sand titan that was accosting the city. And eventually one of the guards seems to be higher rank. You could almost tell based upon her armor and how it is sturdier than others, and the fact that she, unlike all the other guards, does not wear a face mask, just like Rule doesn't. She walks up to you, and the chief would like to speak with you all. She wishes to thank those that freed us from this sandstorm in person.
Dopers.
Great.
That
Okay.
is quite an honor that we weren't even expecting. That is perfect.
She looks at you
Would
kind of.
never have assumed.
She looks at you kind of oddly and just says, "Well, in that case, if you would follow me."
Curtsy.
I didn't put my broom away.
Perfect.
Just Ava will look at the curtsy like, what the heck?
He looks at her like, he just leans at, I'm playing the part.
You need to giggle more.
So good. Much more.
Is that
If
good?
they ask me to
And just,
the Twilight.
is that
thing,
about you think? Is that good?
Didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I don't even know
mic-
you do
It just goes from like really high pitched, like anime laugh to just like, is it really good?
it.
Like deep voice back to his.
Definitely. Definitely we follow, yeah.
Bad
Right.
thing.
So, people are just parting ways as you're being guided up to these massive steps. So people are just definitely watching you all and applauding and celebrating this massive moment. And as you enter into the palace, there's roaring fires on either side as the guards, again, make way for you to enter into this massive hall with several pillars on either side. Guards are lining as well as various, it looks to be, and various robes, almost scholars of sorts of various Gerudo, some even adorned with the symbol around their neck as that of 7 swords. And on the throne is a high sandstone throne, is a woman with a large crown, seems to almost be braided into her hair. It looks like that of the rays of the golden sun. A flowing, almost battle skirt of sorts that is perfect for movement within combat, and armored breastplate as well. And she looks over you all and just saying, and then also I should say Marul is standing next to her with both her short swords on her back, and she looks over to you for, so these are our 4 heroes of Gerudo Town, I would assume.
Drop a knee and bow for a moment.
I look at it and then I copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just curtsy.
She looks at the 4 of you, and you notice her eye kind of squints. Those garments you wear, the blue of the royal family. I definitely recognize at least 2 of you. I was at the ceremony in which those were bestowed upon the new champions of Hyrule.
You recognize us? That is so cool.
Hello again.
It's nice to see you.
I just look at a duck. A duck.
Beads of sweat begin to form.
It's just the Key and Peele gif of the... she looks and there's a slight smirk, and you get to... I will say, there's not really any need for like an insight check on Marul. She's definitely just not even looking at you guys, just steely-eyed, looking at the wall, trying not to give away anything. But definitely passing it off as just focused. There's a slight smirk that comes across Chief Avos' face.
Ooh, Avos. I like it.
Yes, it was really... I found it really funny when you said Ava. Because
Yeah.
I chose this name back in like December for her.
Yeah.
But there's a slight smirk. She says, well, forgive me. I thought my memory might have misplaced. I guess the champions of Hyrule were for Vi. Thought I remembered.
Inspiring, right? Yeah.
Very inspiring. I thought I remembered Vo amongst your ranks, but I guess my memory is failing me.
The Rito was.
We're rule followers, that's for sure.
A deck.
Demi's internal thoughts is like, this boy needs training.
Make a deception
Aaron
check.
was
A
right.
deck.
My specialty.
been-
Natural 20!
She looks, and everyone else does kind of look as like that was oddly said, but I mean, I guess it's right. Avos, Chief Avos, however, just is amused by this. Saying, well, clearly, otherwise you wouldn't be in my city ranks. She stands up and it walks down the steps. It should also be mentioned, far off in the corner of this room, you do also see what appears to be a massive table with various figurines on it. It seems to be marks of like almost like a battlefield across Hyrule. And she, so you all come to my city and assist in the various this sandstorm that's coming, despite the fact that, well, apart from one of you, she points to Demi, you all were counted missing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
Found
We
him.
were kind of thrown into the Twilight Realm for a little bit, but we are back. Try and fix some things, hopefully.
And of course, no disrespect would we ever want to bring upon you. But when we have found that Viren was in league with Vati, dealing in the Twilight Realm, when we came here, we had our suspicions that Malice and Vati could have been part of the sandstorm, and it seemed to be that our hunch was correct, as Malice did seem to be behind it, as our friend the hero's sword was able to vanquish that quite easily.
Yeah, it seems like Vati is like projecting himself in the Malice to like keep an eye on things. So,
yeah.
like a form of himself, though. So it wasn't him, though, if that makes sense.
She looks casually back at Marul. I guess our scholars could certainly look at that. As Marul that speaks up says, I know a talented Sheikah that could potentially assist with us. In regards as to what is that to potentially help prevent it. So, but Avos gives a slight nod, turns back to you. That is most excellent for your report. Thank you. Regarding the Twilight, how are things going over in that realm?
We're getting there. Was not good. Seems like Viren took over the government there and declared herself queen. So, yeah. Anyone that didn't like that was not having a good time. We did what we could to get rid of some of her people.
It did seem that we were able to help a resistance group
Yes.
potentially
So-
take her down and push her back to the light realm, which will be quite aidful.
Because we could take care of her then, you know. So, I think for now she's still, like, technically in charge, but I don't think that's going to last very long.
I can find out real quick.
Yeah.
So, it's not concentration. Okay.
I was about to ask.
Okay. Gotta go see. Okay, I'm good. Kiza, right? I'm trying. I don't know why I'm blanking on that.
Kiza's
Kiza.
Yeah.
So, Kiza, I'm friend of Caesari with her now. Trying to check in to see about the resistance in the Twilight with Javirin. Is she still there? Is she gone? How are you? And just checking in. We need for a report for an important person. Thank you.
Okay.
Ava.
So you do feel that it does make a connection with Kiza.
And I'm assuming Kiza, him being the bard, right?
Yes.
Would most likely, hopefully, pick up on a little bit of Avam's up to something.
Well, let's find out. Okay. So as you definitely feel like you make a connection, he goes back and says, "Well, Avo, good to hear from you. Going well. Taking back the castle, rather intense right now. Can't talk much. Yes." And that's basically it. It sounded like there was a lot of tension, like you may have caught him in the middle of actual fight.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Well, good news and bad news. Bad news, she's not off the throne yet. Current news is they are fighting her right now. So
Whoa. Talk about timing. Okay. Well, there we go. So hopefully it's soon.
Also, just kind of random, but also related. Part of the association with them in the Twilight Realm was that they were aided by the witches known as Twin Rova.
Yes.
So we did disrupt them. Might have... Anyways, they're separated. So in case you ever had any troubles with them in your past, to know that they're taken care of at the moment. Temporarily. For now. Not sure how long.
There's almost like a slight, basically like if jazz music stops, was to be described in a moment, this would be it. The moment as you bring up Twin Rova. And
yeah, you remembered it coming up during the research at some point. So.
Yes. Avos looks at you, and Twin Rova was a blight on our people for some time, known as the surrogate mothers of Ganondorf himself, and she spits when mentioning that. No, you don't. No, it's fine.
Try to be part of the culture that I'm in as much as I can.
It's the most unsure spit I've ever seen, too.
It's like
just like
it's really
like
dry from the sandstorm too. Like he's dehydrated and nervous.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm picturing certain images that probably only Mark and Rach would understand if I was to reference it. But anyway, she looks and just says, as a result, they were sort of leaders of our people, but we broke free from them after the Hero of Time defeated them the first time around, and we were able to rejoin Hyrule in full. You said
so they were leaders before?
In the way, since they were surrogate mothers of Ganondorf, and she mentions that they, by extension, were leaders of our people, in a way.
Okay.
I don't know if that was Rachel. I don't know if that was Rachel or Scissory, but Scissory is just like blink, blink, blink. And I don't know if that was Rachel too, but it was really fun to watch the processing.
Yeah. It was mostly Scissory.
Even just gives Adeka a pat on the back. Seeing the sweat forming.
But
handing a handkerchief over.
But you mentioned that one of them was that they're separated.
Side note, out of character, we did mention we wanted to potentially give them to her, right?
Talked about it.
I have. That's in my bag, right? Yeah.
I gave it to you.
I'm carrying her right now. Yeah.
I think everyone's kind of just looking to a deck at the moment
It's
of...
on my shelf over here now because it's far away from me.
Honestly, yeah, I do think we kind of glance at a deck because he's kind of been the one with it. So just kind of it's up to you sort of.
There's clear thought going through his head as he's just moving chess pieces around and thinking.
The math equations are going before a deck's face.
He'll, at a moment, look back to his mom just to see if there's any indication of what she is thinking in this moment.
I'd say she is definitely looking right at you with steel eyes. I'd say go ahead and make an insight check. With advantage.
Come on, Mom. That's a 22.
Nice.
There is clear indication of don't.
Interesting.
Interesting.
That's what the chess pieces in my head are like. I don't think I should do this. And just he'll shake his head no, and just
How? Okay, I need to ask. How subtly are you trying to have that head shake be?
It's a head down, thinking, and just one of those kind of
I was gonna say, I think Avon would quickly step in if he feels like there was hesitation on a Dex part.
Yeah.
So there's clear hesitation. So
I do think that, and I think we're on the same page, Mike, because I think Scissory's game. I was waiting for Mark to finish talking, but Scissory's game this whole time is to keep her talking and saying stuff. So as she's seeing the addicts thinking, I bet both you and I, Mike, could be like, yeah, I mean, we were fighting them in the Twilight Realm. They were over there, type of thing.
And since one was absolutely defeated like a wolf, we figure one is probably regaining form while the other might be trying to... it seemed like they got away for a bit. So we're not sure exactly, but we do know their forms are apart from each other for now.
Yeah.
I would say...
We wanted to try to research history on them.
The one that died last was definitely mad at us, that we killed one, so
I would say, Avon, go ahead and make a deception check with advantage since you were doing the 1-2 punch with Scissory.
Natural 20. 25.
Yeah! Really? All right.
Yeah!
She looks and gives a slight nod. They have had the power to reassemble in times past. They have appeared before again. I can't necessarily grant you access into my section of the library, but what I can tell you about the Twin Rover is that while they may be dead for a little bit, they do have the ability to apparently reassemble themselves in potentially reincarnation. We really don't know.
Do you know how long if that's happened in the past? Is there time?
There's been gaps of thousands of years. We know that they had the hands in the creation of Viren and General Onyx over in Holodrum in the Brenna ages past.
In the past?
Long time.
Right.
Wait, can you break that down for me?
Well, like she said, Ganondorf was thousands of years ago, yes? So if they're the mothers of them, they have been reincarnated just like maybe heroes have, yes?
But Viren and Onyx are also or are they reincarnated?
They are creations.
Oh. Okay. They made a what? I'm so confused. This might be a Zelda lore thing that's not clicking with me. Out of character, they're literally just creations by the Twin Roba. That's it. But they look because she looks like a Twily, doesn't she, Viren?
Yes.
So they just made her look like a Twily.
Yep.
Okay, but she's not technically a Twily because they made her.
Yep.
Okay. Has that been a thing this whole time, and I just never caught on to that?
It's been alluded to, but not fully established until now.
Okay. Sounds good.
I only assume that based on their kind of outlandish look versus the regular race, but that's just me. But
well, I mean, you could also, real talk, you can just blame Capcom for that, but...
I mean, that's
right. Okay, that makes sense then. Alright, so... You're saying, when they get reincarnated, they, almost make the same people again, too?
Not necessarily, but these people were apparently using a ritual a long time ago as a means to bring back Ganon, though the hero then prevented the rituals so it wasn't a full reincarnation.
And I would assume in your vault of information there wouldn't be any sort of knowledge on how to either permanently discard of them or a way of banishing them for making a longer return, I'm assuming.
We don't know how they return in the first place, otherwise we would.
Sure.
True. Okay. Interesting.
It very well could be hexing rituals that are lost to our people. That is
So are Twin Rova Gerudo?
Possibly. They are mysterious. We don't know much about them.
Okay. Wasn't sure if like their origins were a known thing or not.
Yeah, in Zelda canon, it's not really known. Just
Okay.
Stepping outside a game, it's not really known.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, hopefully it takes them a while to come back because we definitely beat them. So, could you tell? Because weren't they around in the desert for a while? Like they're usually hanging around here, right?
Sometimes, as far as we were able to gather, they most likely deep within the deserts themselves. We try to keep them away from our lands as much as possible. Partially the reason for the outpost in the Arbiter land, in the Arbiter grounds, is to keep an eye on the witches themselves, as well as guard the Mirror of Twilight.
Do you think they just like ran through the mirror, like in order to get to this? Because they were in the Twilight Realm like for a while doing stuff.
They very possibly could have. They are bewitching. It wouldn't surprise me if they did something to our people and managed to get past our ranks.
Makes sense.
Decca, do you have any questions?
So there's no way we could potentially have a moment to look at the library?
What knowledge do you specifically desire within the library, and I can assist you?
I mean, we would probably be interested in things relating to 7 heroines and potentially other worlds of existence and sealing rituals and anything else you guys can think of.
Well, aren't we interested in an 8th heroine or 2, or did I skip a number?
Well, if that is in fact a thing, then yes, that'd be interesting as well. To learn about an 8th heroine.
What appears to be a woman adorned in basically what appears to be a white robe of sorts that reaches down to the ground, is lined in various metallic ribbons of gold, silver, and purples. She walks forward, and around her neck again is that symbol of the 7 swords, and she mentions, yes, I would definitely be able to assist you in regarding that of the 7 heroines. They aren't necessarily what the Hylians and Sheikah would be worshipping that of Hylia. We tend to be following that of the 7 heroines. It is rumored that there's an 8th, but we don't necessarily have any confirmation. The monument to the 7 heroines is deep within the Gerudo deserts near the Arbiter grounds. It is often seen as a bit of a pilgrimage for a Gerudo, specifically those that fall within our order, and to go and visit the monuments every once in a while. There have been rumors of potential ruins dedicated to the 8th heroine out within the Gerudo Highlands, but nothing more than rumors at this point.
I kind of turn towards Adaka and be like, is this where we are assuming to find potential information for the path to the eye? Is that correct?
That is definitely something we've seen, is rumors a lot of times can lead to at least some form of truth.
The cleric gives a slight smile and nod to that. Marul speaks up. Yes, so regarding that, it seems that the beast that we tried to take down so many years ago may have a possible connection. they brought these 4 travelers. I have brought that to my bit of attention. And if they desire to go with it, I would certainly hope to accompany them if you wish it, Your Highness. And she gives a slight bow with that. Avos gives a nod. You're gonna say something, Mike?
Ava, this whole Ava.
Oh, Ava, yeah. No.
Is really tripping me for a second.
It's
I'm like, yeah. Yes, as you can see, we've been wanting to help as much as we can, and since we are here, and we heard of this blight, you have seen many of us are not used to being on this path, but have been called to it, and we feel strongly to help those with the sandstorm as we did here, that when we heard of a blight being out there in the same place where we are rumored to go look for information, we would be honored if you would allow us to serve you and your people alongside while we're doing this. So that is really why we wanted to ask for information for the vault. So any information you might be able to provide to us that could continue to aid would be most helpful.
Of course. Well, first, we shall also grant you a bit of a reward for assisting us with the sandstorm. As far as anything else is concerned, you need sand seals to make your way to the highlands to take on this beast. Then you have my permission, and she looks better. And you have my permission to leave, Captain. Assist these fine folks. As far as anything else is concerned regarding other planes, unfortunately, that is not our area of expertise. We don't necessarily desire to concern ourselves. The only plane that we care to learn about is that of the Twilight Realm, since we technically got it, at least one portal. But that is easy to access. So unfortunately, we don't necessarily have information on too much concrete information on Low Rule outside of what is general knowledge. Or I should say other planes. She would say other planes. That was an accidental DM slip. That was a DM slip.
Does she know?
How dare you?
That was a DM slip up. So okay. She would say other planes.
Scissors Angels just does the Avengers slow motion pose.
Yeah,
dang it, the rule is up.
Dang it. But yeah, so as far as anything else is concerned, we don't know much else about the beast other than assuming what you already know, that it is massive wind and lightning. So be careful in that regard.
Can I ask, so you were at the castle
Yes.
when everything went down. First of all, glad you're alive. That's great. What has anything gone on since we've been gone, like from your perspective, especially like as a ruler? Because, apparently everyone thought we were dead. We just found that out. Other than that, though, we're not really super clued in on anything Vati's been doing or
she
anything.
Gives a slight nod, saying, yes, and she seems to be making her way over to the table. It was assumed that you were dead because, well, you were gone for at least a week. So, it was rumors that the new champions of Hyrule were killed. It very well could have also been propaganda brought upon by Vati to lower morale. She kind
We
of
also were using the act of surprise to also make a counterattack against them as well.
She placed her hand on the table.
Kind of.
What we do know is that the Vati's forces are moving into various positions to try and take out the last bit of free folk within Hyrule. We know that there's a march heading on Fort Hateno if it's not already begun. And there's even an army making their way toward here.
Really? To you guys?
They are not based on reports, they are not necessarily near the Gerudo Highland Pass yet, but we know that they are making their way to us.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Are you worried, or do you feel like you got it covered?
Well, now that the sandstorm has passed, one means of well, one means of defeating us is gone. And perhaps, with this revolution occurring, we could incur the assistance of your people, the Twilight.
True.
It
Yeah.
was actually something I was going to step forward as well and offer, because as you can see, and she'll move the boulder, the symbol of the boulder breakers, and just be like, us, and I don't mean to speak for any heroes, but as a champion, we have heard aid from many others, including the Goron, to serve together to potentially aid in this. So if we can speak for the Twilight, as soon as any resistance clears Viren out, I am sure the Queen would be more than happy to aid in the protection of the Gerudo.
Especially if, like, I know the Twilight Realm's pretty decimated in a lot of areas, so if you guys were able to provide some sort of assistance in that area, it'd be like a really good trade-off, you know?
She walks away from the table and starts to make her way to it. She's smiling at this point. I'd be more than happy to assist that. And perhaps this can be the first step in repairing relations with the Twilight and those of the Light Realm.
I used to hate the Twilight, the Light Realm, and to be honest, they're winning me over, so I think relations could totally be fixed.
Oh, yeah. And I've been Light Realm fan from the start, so I can definitely convince some people to, like, head on over here, for sure.
Does that portal leak to something like a solid location within the Twilight Realm? Or is it kind of a sporadic?
Oh, that's a good question.
You both, Avum and Scissory, you would know that is directly in front of the Mirror of Palace of Twilight.
Is that where the Queen's at?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yes, it's a beautiful little place right in front of the Queen.
Oh, cool. So if we needed to, like...
They're like, hey, we're losing, come help us. We could just pop in there real fast and help,
This
and
is a
then
great
pop back out.
decision to come here first. I think this played out perfectly.
And how long of a walk is it? Or Sandseal? Or whatever?
Sandseal ride will probably take you about 2 days. By walking
A lot of hydromelons.
4 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
But
So, Attic, just trying to be mindful of time that he has concentration on this spell, is going to say, well, maybe we should rest up from our fight, everybody. But perhaps... Would you happen to have any supplies that could be of use, or even a arcane forge here that we perhaps could use before we head out?
Supplies, since we know that you are headed to the Gerudo Highlands, we can certainly assist with that. We'll provide any supplies that you need to survive the desert. That'll be with you, at least prepared for the following morning. That is when you are leaving. That decision is yours. But apart from that, Arcane Forge, unfortunately, we don't necessarily have that form of technology here. We typically rely on trade from the likes of the Sheikah and Hylians for our more magical artifacts.
All right.
But
Single tier falls down a deck of space.
And she snaps her fingers. You see when you see her snap her fingers, you see a little spark of electricity almost bounce off. And there's a treasurer that walks up with a big wallet of rupees. We do have a reward for your efforts for defeating this bit of the sandstorm and Titan. With that, we reward you 2,000 rupees.
Thank you.
Appreciate
So
it.
nice. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, 2,000 rupees total.
Right.
Awesome.
500 individually, if we do it that way.
Up to
Guess
you.
who has 500?
You ain't poor anymore.
Yeah, you don't have a zero
Yeah.
bank account. So, well, if that is...
If we could, there's one last minor request. Understood if you cannot provide it. But I did notice that your memory did serve you quite well at the ball. We do have a member of our group of Orito, and I'm sure there are others as well. If we were to ever get reunited with the rest of our party, would there be any pass to allow the males to journey with us when we're here? Or, again, don't want to disrespect you all. Finding the right way to assist you properly and respectfully. And he kind of gives a look knowing that she knows.
Yeah, she gives a slight smirk. I will see what any permits that we can provide. Typically, though, are not allowed within the walls per our traditions and any young Vi before they are of age.
And if you are happy with the current arrangement, we are more than happy to keep it as is. If that pleases you.
She gives a slight nod. I will think on it. And if I do not make up my mind by tomorrow morning, then I shall use one of my clerics and have them communicate to you my decision. And
Sounds good.
she gives a nod. Well, if that is all, then I bid you all a thank you and a farewell.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks.
So I would say, Adek, you probably detect that you maybe have 10 minutes left on yours specifically. Avum, you have a little bit more time.
Getting ready to get going, yeah.
Yeah,
We can start heading out.
So Marul gives a nod to you all, and there's almost like definitely a slight like air of relief within her eyes. So, all right. So you make the guards lead you out of the palace, and the one that led you in plants her mighty sword into the ground, gives a slight nod, and slightly motions for you all to go ahead and carry on.
Head back to my mom's place.
So that's you all do. All right, perfect. You all make your way back to Marul's place, and the moment you get behind the beaded door, Adek.
Well, that was good timing.
We really pushed it this time, huh?
Yeah, that's why I tried to get out of there as fast as I could.
Oh, she knew.
Yeah,
We could have just recasted it.
She knew. The other guards maybe didn't, and that could be bad.
Yeah.
Chief Mako rolling.
Plus, the red hair is still,
It is true. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's
So.
more of even, I think,
Yeah. There's
That's
lots
true.
of-
That's true.
worse.
We
I
could
spit
just
every
dye
day,
our hair.
so-
You know what though?
I don't
I
want that, man. I
have
like my hair.
Aaron would be
Thanks.
so proud of us for being so spy-like this whole time.
Wink and
I'm
no
just
wink.
saying.
I
Wink,
can't
no wink.
believe I got away with those things. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you are getting so good at it. Like, I am 100% impressed with you right now.
I was like clutching that feather Aaron gave me as I'm saying this thing and fully expecting to get called out.
Oh, yeah. Aaron's the best teacher ever, apparently.
There's a lot of things I want to teach you, okay, but I don't know if it's going to be in your wheelhouse.
What?
It's the subtlety thing.
Great!
That's probably why Aaron.
It was perfect.
That's why
Did you see him
Aaron
in
was
there?
probably surprised because, you know, usually we're all trained to some degree, but you're doing beautifully. You really are. I think
Yeah.
there's.
I mean, I'm finally getting
to.
to I'm finally getting to talk to people, so I can practice these things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, you can. I'm just saying, I think you're doing a lot better, and I can see a little bit of what Aaron was talking about, but you're not as bad as he was saying. So, all of you guys are
What?
actually getting a lot better at this.
Did he talk
Aaron's
about
not
us
bad.
behind our
Well,
back?
remember Aaron would always be like, oh,
Aaron
you
would
guys
always
are
sigh.
hopeless. And
Yeah.
then we'd be like, Aaron, that's not
It's
encouraging.
not
That's
that
really
bad.
rude.
He really
Yeah.
thought we were bad at it? I thought he was
Yeah,
just
he actually
messing
thought we were
around.
bad. Yeah.
Guys, we were awful at it. It was the
No,
worst.
No, we were always good at it. He was just jealous of how it would have been natural we were.
Do you
to be
remember
fair-
this? That
Yeah.
happened.
That was a great signal.
He dedicated his entire
Just walks
life
away.
to the art of,
To the corner of the room.
spying and intrigue. So it's like a professional judging you on something, and it's not fair, right?
Here's the thing, though. We figured out he was like up to something in like 2 weeks. So.
Oh, Aaron? That's true.
Oh yeah, he would always go about things.
I mean, to be fair, he kind of
Just
came out and just ratted it out to me, and then I was like, "Hey, tell the others." And then I kind of.
Oh, I miss him.
That's
you guys.
true. I do too. Well, and the other thing is that he's not used to being around people, right? And I'm not either. So I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Aaron on the other hand,
Wow. Are none of you used to be around people except for me?
I'm used to traveling. I mean, he's used to just spying on people, right? Not really interacting. That's why he had a hard time with it.
I hung out with friends all the time. They came in to see me. They purchased a potion. They left. We had grand old times.
Oh yeah, best yeah.
Where are you from?
Everywhere.
Stuka.
All the
I was
accents.
like pure
I'm actually.
Stuka.
I'm
Yeah,
playing
like-
through them all and just trying them all out at the moment.
It's felt like every NPC in Fates is just coming out in one thing.
Yeah, make his mom's present sometimes.
Yeah.
And then he just drops it and like, right, yes, no, it's a hard time getting back into accents, actually.
There we go.
There we go. Yes.
Oh, we're gonna stick with that one? Okay.
Love you, Mike.
I'm gonna stick with that one.
Do you just want me to like drop everything? Like, at least I'm trying to have fun with my accent. He just goes over, just takes out the lizard tails, and just starts going down and setting on his potions again. You get away with everything that he just like starts ranting. You get away with being all chaotic and poking the sand, and everyone loves it.
So, like,
I don't know what he's talking about.
Guys, I think you're all really great though. Like, I'm super happy to get to spend time with all of you. I love you guys all so much.
Not the accents.
Aww.
Uh,
Hey, Avum, stop ranting. Listen to Addict's nice little speech.
Yeah, Science Brothers. I heard him.
Yeah, we love you, Addict.
We love you.
I think it's
now
great.
he's happy that
spending
people
time
stop
with
fighting.
Just has the tiniest little like smile. No, you've all like, grown and just becomes like even better than when when I joined. Good job. Growth.
Look at all that growth. Perfect.
There we go.
I also vote that we add, anytime we say Vatis, to just the
Spit
group.
afterwards?
It was amazing. So much fun.
Yeah, I think you gotta learn how to spit a little bit.
I'm very
more.
buzzed currently.
You definitely
Yeah,
had a little bit of
Water.
I didn't want to bring up the phlegm in front of the chief, so yeah.
Oh, no, just do the phlegm.
I mean, you'll have to clean up the floor and like mop if you keep doing that.
It's kind of
Well,
rude.
that's what they do.
Well, she's
that's
the chief. She can do whatever she wants.
Chief.
Yeah.
We're champions.
You can't do whatever
All
you
right,
want.
well, I'm doing it. I'm having fun with it.
Okay, just do it when you're outside. If you do it when you're inside, that's just like super rude.
Yeah.
So if you want to be like Vati and then you run out and like spit out the window, like definitely.
The window's like 20 paces away. Wait. Coming back.
I'll be right back.
I wonder if I can rewind this bit. We'll have to play around with that one later. It just starts thinking about random things. Ugh.
So we've
So yeah, what are we doing?
out some information. You didn't want to talk about the tiny witch in the bottle.
Yeah, you didn't. You.
Oh yeah, I got to thinking, like, we're trying to keep stuff secret.
Yeah.
And she could literally be like, "That is totally Mr.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
wow. You're
Probably
so
want to
right.
keep that under wraps for now."
Yeah.
So yeah,
That means
I was thinking
get a
through that
thing
and
to
just
keep it.
seemed like it could be bad for us in the moment.
That's true. I
That's
mean, if she ever
very
tries to
smart.
rat us out, we can just break. No, because then that would release her.
That would
Nope,
release her.
nope.
Yeah.
Can we like kill her? Like permanently?
I mean, I don't think so. That's what they seem to have the issue with.
That's what I'm saying, if we can create a permanent like cement glue, and then encase the bottle in like the most intense lead, unbreakable thing, maybe they can never reincarnate.
I mean, we can try something like that.
We're about to science brother through this challenge we have.
Are you trying to demon core this? What are you doing? Like,
And then we could like throw it at the bottom of the ocean or something.
Potentially, yeah. We could find the least likely spot for anybody to find it, and
We should
And
do
that's
that
where the
with.
Transformers won't work for us.
We could do that with. Lost
I'd have
in
one
thought.
meta joke.
I'm hungry.
What?
My thought's gone.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
hungry? I'm gonna go make some food.
Sweet.
Okay.
Even gives up his potion to go help.
so, as you all break off to go ahead and do various things for the remainder of the night, that's where we're going to take a break. So, all right, we'll pick up there in about 10 minutes. So go ahead and stick around, everybody, for the second half and see where the rest of this goes. Stay tuned. welcome back, everybody, to the second half of Winds of Calamity. We're getting things refixed. There we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you're just now joining us, thank you so much for joining us. We just got done with a little intense section where our heroes met with the Chief Gerudo Avos, but managed to make it back in time to where they're currently staying with Adek's mom within the walls of Gerudo Town. So, last we left off, people were preparing various things. Dinner was had. It's getting a little bit further into the evening. So, is there Avum? Were you working on potions, you said?
Yeah, I'd probably hang out with Demi for a bit, watching her cooking stuff, but then while she's kind of just into the main part of it, would break off and try and see what he can do with these electric Lavalso, the horns, and seeing what he can put together with those.
Perfect. Since you know those are monster parts, you know that it can definitely be used as a stabilizing agent. So if you have other things for electricity, you can certainly try to make lightning resistant potions.
Because I think that's what was needed last time, and I'm trying to remember what it went.
Yeah, shock shrooms are really good for it, but you can definitely potentially harness electric Lizalfos horns if you need.
Was it the shock fruit?
Shock fruits, shock shrooms. Either one will work.
Volt something? Right?
Volt, yes. Volt. Yes, thank you.
Volt fruit.
Volt fruit. I thought I wrote those down. Maybe I used them all up. I might have used them all up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll just hold on to them and try and collect some more stuff then.
All right, perfect. So, is there anything else anyone does in the evening before? Eventually, Marul does return in time, most likely for dinner. So, puts back.
I would wait for her to be around.
Yeah, she does pull back the curtains and looks at you all wide-eyed. That was way too close.
Yeah,
Seems
we kind of don't. I don't think we realized how close it was until Adek was like deciding, and then we realized, oh, this might not be the best. So,
yes,
yeah.
There is a reason why I was encouraging to wait on putting that one that you have on trial.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely had a vibe to.
Yeah.
I am. She walks over to you and basically grabs you by both sides of your face, and I'm glad that you did.
Yeah. Wait, do this. This is how we do it.
That is why he is the smart one in the group.
Oh yeah.
With all these moments, like flash of genius moments, because no one else would have thought about it, but like a blink of a flash, he thinks of these things.
Well,
Like lightning.
well, it looks like we know what. I mean, we always knew you got that from your father, so.
You're smart too, Marul.
She gives you a side eye and a smirk and say, in a different way.
Oh yeah. Speaking of trying to talk pops. How's that sit with you, by the way?
Oh, are we still trying out that?
That is a major throwback.
I forgot he did that. Oh my gosh.
I forgot about that.
Gotta
That
have
is
your
a
pops.
major throwback.
Yeah.
Speaking of pops, do you happen to know if there is any ancient parts that maybe are around town, or you found in your time that you've collected for him? And
Well, I have some that he gave me as a bit of a token to slightly remember him by, but I also have these short swords. So it's more tokens of remembrance than anything, since...
I don't want to take anything like that. I'm just curious, there's like stuff here. You guys ever have any ancient things in the desert that you deal with?
We don't have many Gerudo technology like guardians of any kind that patrol the areas all that much. They don't. The heat in their circuitries seem to not necessarily agree, especially with the sand and gears.
All right, just wanted to check.
Of course, your father would ask the same questions.
Anything we should prepare for our journey?
She removes the sheaths from both swords and kind of then just places them on the wall. As she walks over, stretches out her back a little bit. Well, as far as the Gerudo Highlands, you all seem to be already prepared for that of the winters, so the higher up we go, we'll be encountering more snow and Arctic-type temperatures. It'll be a dramatic change. There are paths that the sand seals can take up, but once you start reaching that specific elevation, they can't survive in those specific areas, so we'll be on foot from then. Basically, they will give us the things that we need to survive in the desert, but as far as surviving in the Arctic, we are on our own. We will have to rely on rations exclusively. There is no foraging in the Arctic.
That's why I'm stocking up on food.
We only have 2 fire lizards, so we would have to definitely stock up on things that might help keep us warm as well. Don't want me to make any potions.
Anything to heat up your bodies will be beneficial from potential.
I mean, spicy peppers, the Goron spice. I bought a bunch, when we were back. So.
But it looks like your clothing will also assist, at least in some regard.
Good.
How far away is the Mirror of Twilight from where we're going? Is that like completely opposite directions?
The Mirror of Twilight is located in the Arbiter Grounds, and the Arbiter Grounds are to the south. Where we're going is more northward.
Okay, just wanted it in my head.
Of course.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Well, luckily you have me, and I've taught you everything you need to know about surviving in the desert. And she's looking at you, Adek. So with that, we should be fine. We will need to keep an eye out for Electric Zalphos, and potentially any choo-choos as well. Hopefully with the sand seals, we won't make too much of a noise or vibrations to attract the Moldugas. We will need to be
very interesting.
We will need to be rather sporadic in our movements, not trying to move in a straight line, but the more jagged we can make our movements and sporadic, they won't necessarily be able to pick up any straight up vibrations.
So if you're like walking around, what?
A Molduga is a mighty beast within the desert. It swims within the sands. It moves almost like water. It is a beast that... There are specific areas where we know where they can lie, but there are a few that do stray from the pack. There are rumors about the Molduga that its organs and things like that can cure most illnesses, but unfortunately, most who try to fight it either come back severely maimed or not at all.
Oh, okay. There's a bunch of them?
To kill you here.
There's a bunch of them in specific packs, but some can stray if they detect any movements or vibrations. It's why when we go near them, we have specific patterns of moving.
Cool.
All right.
So the sand seal thing, is that...
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't move in a straight line. We try to keep it as much jagged as possible without running into each other. The more figured we can move it, the more likely we are less to attract a Molduga that may be stray.
Okay.
Perfect. Do you have any idea what the rations we're going to get are going to be, or like the supplies we're going to get from?
Supplies will most likely be to survive the desert, so things like water, but you'll want to be careful about that. It'll be better to travel at night and then sleep during the day and find shelter during the day. It's easier to stave off.
I got you covered. Mm-hmm.
It's easier to travel at night in the desert and use the stars rather than the sun.
Should we start to? Because we have to wait the whole day, then, won't we? If we.
That is entirely up to you. If you desire to leave tomorrow morning, then you can. But leaving tomorrow night would also suffice. But if you wish to leave tonight, we can. We just will be without meat. We'll just be without any additional means.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how many potions we need to make and stuff. Like, do we need a day to prep, or should we just go?
I think a little prep was okay. Especially because we just, fought a sandstorm.
Sure, yeah, I can occupy myself.
How late in the day is it right now?
It's currently like dinner time, sundown. So it is nighttime.
So merchants and all that would be already closed up.
They would most likely be closing up shop about now.
Unless you want me to steal one more trip out there, and I'll try and see if I can get the ingredients.
Or like right as they're closing, that customer being like, "Oh,"
That's me.
and yeah.
I mean, you never know. Sometimes when you close, you're like, oh, maybe I can, get the better deal. Not just kidding. I know they'd be mad.
Yeah, either way, I'm good. I think it's up to our potion maker here, honestly, and our chef that are making all the stuff to help us not freeze / burn.
We got a good reward, so I can take, if we're divvying that up in quarters, then I'm more than happy to use that in the assistance of finding more food and, ingredients and all that. So.
Perfect. Scrappy. Adeka, Demi, would you like to come with me? Go shopping, yes?
You're not gonna invite me? That's rude.
Nope.
I'm not. I don't need to go. But you can go with Demi.
Did I say Adeka?
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
Becca and Demi.
Yeah,
That's
so you
like
invited
super
everyone but me. It
jealous.
was super rude.
My apologies. I meant
like,
to
I'm
say.
super offended right now.
I meant to. I'm not inviting you two. I'm inviting Demi. I just put my arm out.
Don't worry, I didn't want to go. You
My
two
apologies.
go.
I misspoke. Let's go.
All right.
Don't be awkward.
I wanted a date.
It's too a little too late to not be awkward, Scissory.
Rules say that.
Yep.
Yes, that's
Scissory like dies laughing. She looks like delighted. Rules say.
If he hasn't learned in the first 100 years, they'll never learn.
What's awkward? Always awkward.
What does he have?
Alright.
Nothing that's not concentration.
Oh, to mess with her?
Yep. Yeah, nothing that's not concentration.
I got her.
Makes me pull out reduce again.
I was like, I got her stat block right here. Go ahead.
So not with May rolls, gonna be with Scissor.
Oh.
He was thinking about Sphere again, but he doesn't have that. So. All right, yeah, we run to the market real quick.
Yep.
What are you two looking for?
I mean, in general, ingredients, but peppers.
Yeah, peppers, volt fruit, any warm darniers or warm anything that would help make anything warm. Also, hardy lizards, because it says they're in the Gerudo Desert, so I don't know if they're selling any hardy lizards anymore.
Yeah, one
Cool
second.
safrina, warm safrina.
Right.
Let's see here.
But I figured they'd also
Yes.
be looking for that while
So-
where we're going.
Perfect. So as you're currently looking, it does seem that they're starting to make preparations to close up shop, but not necessarily in full. And what you're able to see is that there is definitely in the market that's near where Marul stays, is that there is a fruit stand, meat stand, arrow shops, and then like there's also even a mushroom stand. So you do see a collection of various fruits and meats that you can definitely gather. Peppers are provided as well as volt fruits, along with along with various mushrooms like Hylian shrooms, shock shrooms, and ice shrooms. Lizards, it seems that there is a random shop that sells whatever, and there do seem to be Hylian shroom, hardy lizards.
Fun. Been wanting those for a while now. They don't have any rhino beetles, do they?
This one doesn't seem to be selling any beetles currently.
How many hardy lizards?
4.
Hello. I love your lizards. How much for the lot?
Let's see, that will run about, we'll say 25 rupees for at least one, so that will run about 100 total for the lot.
Is it? Well, never mind. It would be a girl. Never mind. I was like, is it a guy? Can he actually use his like persuasion that way? No.
Nope.
So no deal for all 4 at once, maybe.
What deal were you thinking?
It's like 90.
Make a persuasion check.
You really help us out.
18 plus 9, 27.
27. She looks at me. I think I can make that deal work.
Splendid. And she's just the lizard one, right? She doesn't have anything else at her table.
Currently,
The lizard lady.
this one's like the various shop. There seems to be just random monster parts, like bokoblin guts and things like that. It's rather grotesque.
How much for the bokoblin guts?
These ones will run you about 5 rupees.
How many do you have?
Looks like I have 2.
Perfect. Then 100 for it all, yes?
That will work just fine.
I love it. I needed guts. Perfect. Yeah, and then looking for any warm darniers or anything warm shrooms.
There doesn't necessarily seem to be any warm shrooms or warm darners,
Okay.
unfortunately. But
You
it's
said only ice ones here, right?
ice and shock shrooms and things like electric based.
Yeah,
Mhm.
how many of electric stuff?
So volt
Electric
fruits,
Sabrina.
volt fruit will be 3, shock shrooms 2.
Old fruit, 3. 2 shock shroom. And then you said peppers as well?
Yeah, hot peppers or spicy peppers would be 4.
So Ava is just collecting them all. And then for all 3 volt fruit, the 2 shock shrooms, and the 4 spicy peppers, what would these all be?
All that together will run you 100 rupees.
Alright. Fine.
You don't have. I mean, I can.
No,
Are you going
I'll
to be
get,
using these for
I'll get
potions?
the rupees from everybody else. It's fine. And then it hands over the 100.
That's fair.
Because going off your math with the volt fruit, what did you said, like 4 per potion? So it'd be the same with the peppers, 4 per potion.
4 per potion will make a more potent potion, so it could work. It just may not last as long. Is the thing.
So 4 would be for 8 hours, though. That's
Yeah.
what we were doing before.
4 would be 8 hours.
We are going to need a lot more. Do you have like
Yeah,
a vendor? Or like
Eh.
large supplies?
a supplier.
This other one is speaking. I don't necessarily have a big vendor, but I can probably find one. I typically buy them off merchants that typically come through.
Fair. That is alright. We'll be traveling soon, so I guess we don't really have too much time, but if you do hear of anything in the next... We'll check back before we leave. We were leaving tomorrow eve, so...
She gives a nod. Very well.
Thank you.
She gives a nod.
Go buy
Anything you wish?
some meats.
Yep. Meat will cost... Per meat, basic meat will cost you about 15 rupees. Prime meat will cost you about 30.
Okay.
Or I should say gourmet meat.
Gourmet. Okay. So for regular, I'll get 60 rupees worth. And then gourmet, I'll just do one.
Okay.
You know, every so often, you know, you have to treat yourself to, you know.
I love that what makes it
Extra
gourmet
meal.
in the game is that it's literally just this massive chunk of meat. It has nothing to do with the cut itself. It's just gigantic.
Looks so good.
All right, so that's what you all grabbed. What else are you doing?
One last thing. Is there any sort of, like, just a jeweler's
Actually,
market
yes,
here or anything?
there is. Let me go ahead and take a look. There is a jeweler's shop. I'll be able to find it in my notes here. There it is. So-
Demi, remind me, do you have attunement slots left?
I have one.
That's what I thought. Cool.
So there is
Pretty careful.
a jeweler's shop. It's known as the Starlight Memories.
Oh, that sounds pretty.
Do they have any sort of either ambers, different amber ore, or an amber jeweler set that would do the bonus +1 bonus to AC?
Yes, they look. They do have a necklace that looks like, excuse me, that is definitely seems to be amber. It's a very elegant necklace that appears to be initially diamond shaped at the very tip of it, and the other elements of the amber are woven into the chain of the necklace, and seems to be a very elegant wrapping around it.
Can you wear two necklaces on top of each other? I mean, technically you can.
I go
But-
by. I borrow this from Pathfinder, where you can only do one slot of like wrist, neck, stuff like
Mhm.
that. I borrow
Yeah.
that. So
Knowing Science Bros and seeing a deck work on stuff, is there any... does he think that a deck might be able to turn into like earrings or something, or like something on a separate, like a wrist thing instead?
there's a chance. There's also a more chance for failure. There's a greater chance of success if he just has the ore itself.
Or does it look like they have anything other than a necklace or just the ore here?
Yeah, as you're looking around, they do definitely seem to have like bracers as well, like little almost like cufflinks, if you will. Bracelets, I should say.
Oh, do the same thing?
They do the same thing. They are almost like a bronze with a nice little bit of amber on the front to accent it.
Perfect. That is gorgeous. And I snuck away from Demi while she's buying the meals for this one. That is beautiful. Was there any way you'd be able to part with that?
I certainly can part from it. It just depends upon how much you are asking for it. Or you desire it for.
What sort of ballpark are you looking for straight rupees?
Well, if you're looking for just straight rupees, this is going to be nearing that of the 1,000 ballpark. Because this is a fine jeweler make.
Right. Cool. And I see you have ore, yes?
We do have ore. If you're just looking for the ore itself, that definitely does run cheaper. For whatever ore you're looking for, the amber, well, opal is typically that on the cheaper side. Amber typically next, running about 30-40 rupees.
Ewan's doing the math in his head, and he's like, "Bleh." He strips off real quick the gloves of missile snaring. These have served me well and almost saved my life in countless situations. Full on deception because he hasn't used it once.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, go ahead and make a I was waiting for you to be done, so yeah, to call for the deception check. Like,
In my head, they've saved me many times.
19 deception. Beautiful. He lays them out, sparkling in the night light.
well, if that is what you're looking for, I can certainly switch this one up for, be willing to do a bit of a trade. I may not necessarily sell these items, but I think I know someone who would be able to assist that on my end. So I can certainly part with this, if that is what you're saying. I'm assuming these catch a projectile.
They do, and quite easily help save you in many situations. Watch, I'm going to need it soon. As soon as I part with these mean a lot to me. But
So-
you would consider a 1-for-1 trade, maybe?
I think that is worthy enough.
Even faints. And just hands them over.
All right. She hands you the bracelet, and
As well as I will take 5 of your ambers, please.
certainly for 5 amber, that will run you. We'll say for the whole bundle deal, we'll run you 120 rupees instead.
Perfection. I will easily part with that.
Excellent. So she hands you over the ore and the bracelet.
Cool. Sweet. Oh, I never got to use you. Delete. Unequip. Leave my inventory. Perfect. And then stashes later, and then just sort of taking a stroll with Demi. Then wanting to go back soon, but I think Avon will just thank you for always being at my side and wanting to keep you safe. I bought you these. And we'll hand over the bracelet for I guess it's like a +1 to defense bracelet. Kind of Amber's.
Thanks. Oh. Did I change that in my armor class? AC?
Yeah, it'll increase your AC to 17.
Okay. Cool.
Go. Shake.
Yeah,
Oh, these are so beautiful.
and it does require attunement,
Eva.
so just let you know.
Sorry, that was Dealey reacting.
What? I wish. I hoped so hard that that's
Just
how
Debbie.
Demi was reacting.
Scores!
I know.
That's why she has a different accent. She's really bad at this.
I see you are working on your accents as well. Cool.
It's better than you. These are beautiful. Ava?
Of course.
You're okay on, like, funds, right?
Oh no, both of them owe me 50 rupees each.
Oh. There you go. Thank you. She'll put them
Of
on.
course. It looks beautiful on you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry you have to be concealed.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it just helps me conceal, not feel. I just let it go, you know? And then I'm sure we'll have our own time. Maybe in Holodrome we'll find some. It's fine. And we're more focused on. We're more focused on getting to the Highlands and all that.
Mark's
Yeah.
You
disapproval.
can never use Scrappy again.
Mark's disapproval, like glare.
Yes, okay, context, Mark hates Frozen more than anything due to a job where he had to watch Frozen about 10 times a day for like a year or something.
Now it's
don't
even
know.
worse.
The year it came out, it was on literally 6 times a day in my job. So
And
Yeah,
now you just have
I was a nanny
Ava
during that
doing
period.
the Gru voice, or from Despicable Me, or conceal, don't feel, just let it go.
Some things are better left unsaid. I can tell with
Imagine
your
Ava
eyes.
just dancing out in the Gerudo.
Let's get back before it's midnight, Cinderella.
Yeah, it's getting cold. Yes, that's good back.
Yeah. But thank you. These are so sweet.
Of course. Can't have you dying.
No.
That's even flirting. Can't have you die.
Wow. So flirty.
Perfect. Yeah, and then when he gets back, he'll start kind of slowly kind of getting stuff ready for potions, but hand over the 5 amber to a deck and just be like, if at any point you might be able to, when you get a forge, make something for me to replace the missile snaring. I think this would be quite helpful for me as well.
So 5 amber shards.
Or 5 amber ore.
5 amber ore. Okay.
It's on the crafting thing. Yeah, right.
Or shards, technically the same thing at this point.
shards, yeah.
When
I
you
don't-
said or, I was like, or what? And I kept thinking, like, why are you saying, like, or what, though? And then I
Scissory.
just realized.
Just Science Brothers, okay? Just let's stay out of it.
Demi
But
should
you
be
never
every-
What,
said, like,
Ava?
what's the other thing?
Just tell me.
What's on 3rd? I don't know.
I did want to ask
Yes.
while they were gone.
yes.
So I was looking through my bag and everything, and I'm like, huh. Hey, Ma, Rule, do you happen to have a ruby lying around?
You mean like a gem ruby?
Yeah.
She looks and. I mean, yes, I do. It's from your father, but yes, I do.
Oh, man.
You're asking your mom if she has jewelry. Where do you think it came from?
It's okay, this is from an ex.
Just kind of like sits there for a moment. Never mind, I guess.
Adak, what did you want it for?
Well, I don't know if I can do this tonight, but I was thinking like maybe I could use that combined with some other things I have to kind of put little spots on my armor to keep me warm up there, so it's one less potion that we'd have to worry about every day. And I feel like I'm one short of what I need.
She looks at you with a slight, like, almost exasperated look, and then just says, Adak, this has just been sitting around in my box doing nothing. I would rather it do something. And if that means protecting you, then that is totally fine. Do not worry about any of this. I'm pretty sure your father would care more about you staying alive as well than anything.
I can make it up to you if you need me to.
You can make it up to me by staying alive.
Well, yeah, I want to do that too, but I can do something else. So, okay, thanks.
Alright. So, I'm assuming you're trying to make one of the bands to get with cold resistance. If that,
Yeah, I was looking through and I have 4 rubies and I have a 5th one. So could I like infuse that into my armor and like different nodes to kind of create warm patches to kind of keep me warm type of thing?
you can certainly try.
Does that seem reasonable, I guess?
With everything that your armor can do, the DC I will say is going to be pretty high. So you can certainly try, because it can already do a lot with normal infusions anyway.
Yeah, I'm more thinking of this as like an add-on to anything, but
Mm.
like anybody could use it if it has to be like a magic item essentially that can just be
gotcha.
passed around. But like flavor-wise, attaching it to my armor type of a thing,
Okay.
like connecting it somehow so it's like around the body and keep someone warm.
Yeah, it would probably require attunement of since it's just keeping warm. It would basically be like wearing a piece of clothing, so probably not attunement. Again, you can certainly try.
Okay, I will certainly try. So tinkering check.
Yes, sir.
You got it. Where I do have my fairy thing attuned now, so I get a +1. Yeah. All right, let's go. That's a good roll. That's doubled. 8 + 6, 14, 30 total. Flash of Genius for 35.
Well, the DC was 30.
Hey!
So, given that it takes quarter of the time, it does take you a couple of hours into the night to break it apart and use the tinkering tools that you have to kind of make almost like a slight chassis that can definitely be fit around yourself specifically. So it's almost like you're making a harness of sorts that goes around the shoulders and that can provide warmth in some capacity. So you are definitely able to make it. I would say it would take you probably about a good ways into the night to do so, but you won't be needing exhaustion.
Okay. So I'll mark off those rubies. Cool.
All right. So, Scissory, I guess is there anything you're doing before you all go to bed for the night?
The only thing. Wait. Well, first of all, I was gonna ask what. How many days has it been since we sent the Gorons to go save Lana?
Yes. 1 second. Let's see. It is currently.
It's like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, it would have been 2. Actually,
So
sorry,
it as
3. It's been 3.
Okay. So yeah, whenever they get back, I would be like, hey, can one of you check in and see if Lana's rescued officially or not?
Let me sit here and focus on my magic really quick. No. Maybe in the morning, though. I got pretty tapped from...
Lana, are you alright? Have the Boulder Breakers made it to you yet? Please update us with your status and location. Ava.
I'm pretty sure I asked her this morning. Or yesterday.
Oh, did you this morning? It's actually
It was one of the two.
Probably somewhere else.
That's okay. No,
That's fine.
it's... Yeah. Maybe she got rescued at some point today.
We continue to have this conversation until the 25 words give up.
Yep.
They're having a conversation about when they sent it last.
Okay.
So no contact yet. But I hear them outside. Sounds of guardians firing beams and Gorons fighting.
I have one left. Sent to Toga. Brother Toga. Keep fighting true. Keep fighting strong. For Hyrule. For all of us. Lana can hear you. You're almost there. Ava. Almost like a way to inspire and push him even forward with it.
as you cast the spell, you sense it reaches a mind, but there's no response.
Ugh.
The opposite of that.
Yeah, it even goes quiet for a bit.
Does he not say what happened? So we're just kind of like waiting there. I know sometimes you say you will do illusion, so I'm just trying to check like what you are doing this time around when you do this sending.
The Lana's would have been an illusion. This would not have been.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be an answer.
Could be preoccupied.
He's down. Hopefully not permanently.
Well, we knew anybody going in there would be at risk.
There's no way we can hurriedly get there, right?
No. It would take days, probably.
Hyrule Castle would take weeks to get from here.
Yeah.
No one here has teleportation, Meryl.
That is high-level magic that only the mages within Zora's domain in Hyrule Castle Town have mastered. It's not something us Gerudo are able to do.
Yeah.
We're more warriors.
And remember, too, that us going there, we can't guarantee that we'd fare any better. Plus, we'd be more at risk of being more centralized, and who knows what sort of traps Vati and someone might have... I mean, the Guardians... Those of us who got out barely got out. So I just downplay the horrific and very risky things we did because it sounds better that way. But it's bad.
You guys just see Avum just nodding. He's gonna go just sit down on his potions. Like, you see him, you both know well enough of like maybe a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, he'd be throwing things.
Yeah, like losing his cool, yeah.
Yeah, there's like chops into fruit and into lizards that are harder than they need to be, and he's just silently putting all of his anger and frustration into preparing ingredients for potions. He doesn't even seem like he wants to be talked to by anybody right now either.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He listened, he heard you, but he doesn't accept death and defeat very well.
Look at Scissory. But Alana's also alive in another game. Lana. I mean, sounds like she's still okay though.
And I'm not gonna freak out until we know they lost, so. But, yeah. We'll see.
And they're Gorons. They are made of mighty things. In a way, for a Goron, if he did fall, a Goron to fall in battle is the most honorable thing they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm fine though. I'm okay. We just have to wait and see. So we can check in even tomorrow morning and hopefully we'll know for sure.
Yeah. It'll be what it needs to.
I think though, seeing like Avum, she won't like talk to him, but she does just go like sit next to him and like kind of like watch him chop things. But like, if you like hands her things to help, like she'll help. But if he wants to do it all himself, but she's just like there to.
There's like a good 10, 15 minutes, yeah, where he's just doing himself, and then eventually there's like it's just a small tray of fruit and a knife that gets passed over, and then like 30 minutes later, try this, and like one of these like eventually makes you try stuff that's just not ready yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she can tell it helps in the little ways she can.
Yeah. I feel like I would assume too, like he'll talk to her if he needs to, but if he needs
There's also you and Edek owe me 50 gold, 50 rupees, like just midway through.
She goes, "Hey, I'm paying for your whole teleportation, man." Hologram, remember?
Did they already buy a lot of stuff already?
I forgot what that deal was, to be honest.
Cool. So 50 gold, 50 rupees.
What was that deal? Do you remember? It was the whole thing, but I don't remember.
Help him buy something, I thought.
It wasn't buying, it was like just doing stuff for me or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, but I thought it was to help him buy stuff.
It was to teleport him. I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. It was like 1,000 gold. Like I was like gonna fork over 1,000 gold for you. So, well, for everybody essentially. So.
Mm-hmm.
50 gold from a deck then.
I handed 50 gold from me. That's for a deck.
From a deck. The girls out here paying for everything for the boys.
Yeah.
All my
Not
gold
everything,
is going
but-
back to you guys for the potions, that's all.
Yeah. So yeah, but I would go to bed eventually. I don't. Actually, you guys though, if you are worried about those people that came in being Jaeger or whatever, should we like do watches just in case?
I forgot about them, to be honest.
Marul kind of looks and say, "Excuse me."
Did your guards
I
not
don't
tell
know.
you? We told the
Ask your
guards.
Yeah, there were some front guards I told about it to watch at least.
Well, let me keep an eye on
Blondie and
it.
not Blondie.
That doesn't necessarily well, it helps a little bit actually, but there are
Yeah.
That's a
Hylians.
lot of it.
Hylians.
There are Hylians that do come in here, and blonde hair is fairly common amongst Hylians.
Black
True.
hair. too.
Mm.
Did you get their names, the deck?
Anna and Silva. That's what they said, at least. There could be a lie. I don't know.
Well, the guards most likely have been keeping a watch. I've been preoccupied, so if they've been trying to find me,
Yeah.
I've been busy with battle plannings. So
Yeah.
But yes, we should probably keep something that a bit of a watch.
Yeah, I think that'd be
Yeah.
smart.
Sure.
I'll take first one.
I'm building right now, so I can watch.
You can do both.
Okay, I can take second watch.
Avum is first, Adek is second, third and fourth. Demi's third.
Third.
Sure, I'll be fourth.
All right. So, with that, you all go to rest for the night. Avum and Adek, technically you both are up at the same time, because Adek does have to make this armor. But since Avum is currently the one on watch, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I can command Scrappy to help with watching, because he has a perception score as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, you do. Go ahead and make a perception check and this will just be one size fits all for Scrappy.
Okay. Where's his bonus?
18 for Avon.
18. Okay.
And 23 for Scrappy.
And the element of, for some reason, homunculi in my game always rolling amazing on perceptions continues.
Got +8. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, homunculi get a really insane perception bonus.
I like it.
So, Avum and Scrappy doesn't seem to detect much as he's kind of almost like clamped probably somewhere near the door, and you just see his head just doing a constant scanning back and forth. Avum, you are casually making potions. You look around. The only footsteps you hear seems to be that of various guards or people making their way back to their various homes in the evening, early evening at this point.
Right, you doing all right?
I'm doing much better since getting back at the Korok Wood.
And I know we changed her form in the art. Does she stay in the energy form, or is that just your flavor? Does she go back to like her normal?
She's actually almost always in normal form. It's usually she goes like energy balls whenever she's really like flying around.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay.
I just didn't want to draw a little.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I was like, all right, how are they gonna draw? Like.
Well, then I remembered you describing her as the energy ball during the ritual. So yeah, I just wasn't sure if she turned back.
No, she does that when she's really flying around.
When she's waking him up in the morning. Hey.
Yeah. How can Hyrule rely on such a lazy boy?
Good. I'm glad you're. Do you still feel yourself draining, or is that going to hold you over for a while?
This will hold me over for a while. The part that was most draining was really, being in the Twilight Realm, surrounded by all that shadow.
Fair. Well, if you do end up sticking with me, you can always stay in the light side of the realm of our shop that we make.
Good to know. So, Yes?
I forget what she has. I was just looking at her things. I always forget what stuff she has.
Yep.
Okay. Does she need to sleep?
Technically, no, but I typically have it where she at least goes into almost like a Fey-like trance.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if she could help Scrappy if she ever needs, but I guess Scrappy doesn't need to sleep. So.
Scrappy doesn't technically need to sleep because he's a construct.
Cool. Alright. Well, just let me know if you need anything.
Will do. And with that, Deck, go ahead and it's your watch. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Sure.
No need for Scrappy to make another one. That 23 will work for the whole night.
I got a 20 total.
20 total. All right. As you are currently finishing up on your, excuse me, as you're currently finishing up on the harness, you don't really detect anything. Again, just guards doing their casual walk through the various streets as you are also trying to remain out of sight. So, nothing really catches your attention.
All right. Before I wake Demi up, I'm just going to ritually cast Alarm just in the area, just in case, and then tell Scrappy, keep watching.
Specifically in the room?
I mean, whatever would cover the most entrances, I guess, like windows, doors, ways, like all that stuff.
There's really only one doorway in, so that's the benefit.
Yeah, whatever can target the most area, I guess, of entry points.
Perfect.
That's
basically it's the with the way her walls for it's basically like almost like the northernmost wall, if you will. So perfect. Yeah. All right. So, all right. And with that, Demi.
Well, I know what dice not to roll. Gave me a 1 last time. 1 again with my other dice. Jeez. 9! It's a 9.
So you're currently looking over like the amber bracelets and things like that.
I got distracted by shinies.
Exactly. Like we all do. And as you're looking, nothing really seems to catch your eye. So with that, Scissory,
Hey, Scissory.
while you're sleeping,
Yeah.
your eyes close and you wake up as they open, and you see that you're currently surrounded in what looks to be a very familiar white void, and the almost like we're standing in the reflection pool that you've seen a few times at this point. Behind you is the golden wolf that you've recognized a dozen times before. He releases a howl and a light forms, and standing before you is the form of the hero's shade.
Hey, it's been. Sorry, I'm peeking my mic. I said,
Yep.
"Hey, it's been forever."
Yep. he gives a nod. Indeed, it has. But now you are showing your great strength and the fact that you have managed to pull the sword of evil's bane. I believe it is time to teach you your next skill.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, what is it?
He takes his sword and points it, and then another ball of energy forms, and then you see next to you is Hero. Your mount.
Oh,
And he, the hero shade walks around you. One of the many skills of the hero's past has been the ability to fight while mounted on the various respective mounts. So, what I am going to teach you today is how to take the advantage of riding your mount in combat.
wow, that's actually awesome.
So he then moves back. He says, "Now mount Hero and ride and attack me."
Oh, you're on the ground? Okay, yeah. Okay, sounds good. All right, so yeah, I'll mount Hero. I'll give him a little pat.
Oomph.
Are you actually here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I know it was like a dream version. Okay. She like turns the like.
I'm sleeping too,
direction.
Scissory.
Zoinks! So he steps back as he takes out his sword and shield, and he looks at you and says, "The advantage of riding a mount, of taking a mount into combat, is that you have elevation over your foes that are planted onto the ground. You are able to go ahead and charge your opponent and then strike them. So, charge at me and strike me if you can."
Oh, okay. Yeah, so she's like, looks very amped about this like new way to fight, and so she will charge in at Link and go in.
Since
Strike him.
this will, for flavor purposes, this will be at advantage.
Okay. Okay, so that is a 27.
All right. As you just ride, you start to ride up to him. Just Hero is gaining speed with every splash of the shallow pool going behind it, and you just see the Hero shade be ready, standing there, ready, position. You take your sword and swing, and he tries to deflect it, but misses, and you strike him square to the chest, and he goes flying back, and then lands on his face. As you turn around, and he stands up and says, "Well done. Now, come at me once more. Show me that you've mastered this."
Okay, you good? You good?
He nods. "Strike me once more."
Okay. I'll charge in again. Let's go, Hero. That is a 19, I think. Yeah, 19.
All right. As you go and you swing your sword, he deflects it and then swings his sword at you. You go flying off, hero.
Splash.
Yeah, he looks.
Oh, good one. Ow.
Mount hero again, and then come at me.
Okay. I get up really quickly. I run back on hero. We go around for round 3.
Yes.
Scissory, no. Why are you doing this to me? You did so good the first time. I got a 5 and a 7 on my advantage roll for the dice, which makes it a 16 total. Is worse than what I did last time.
So he just and slams at it again as you go flying off, and he looks at you. This point, as you're up on the ground, he seems almost like teleport over where you are. He extends down a hand to offer a hand up.
I take it. Thanks.
And he sheathes his sword, saying, "Do not worry. This is a skill that has taken many a long time to master. But in time, you will be able to master it as well."
Thanks. Yeah, that's a lot of moving pieces. But I think I understand the idea of it. Also, I gotta admit, I was kind of distracted by something, and I was wondering if I could ask you a question.
Certainly.
Do you not like that? Why didn't you ever tell me your name? And when I heard your name, you didn't seem thrilled.
Let's just say my name, at least as far as I recall it, can bring back painful memories.
Oh, really?
I was the hero of time. I witnessed my land be befallen, not unlike what you've seen, and then was sent back to live out my childhood, despite my wishes.
To live out your childhood? What do you mean?
When I pulled the Master Sword from the pedestal of time, my soul remained within the sacred realm. And I had lost 7 years. When I went in, I was but a child, and when I awoken, I was an adult. And so 7 years was stolen from me, and in her wisdom, when we sealed away Ganondorf, Zelda sent me back in time to relive my childhood. And he almost stares off, but then I only witnessed the horrors of a imp and a mask and crashing down on the moon, descending a moon, crashing down on the land.
Oh. Sorry. You distracted me. Wait, because I heard so many things that you did. Every time we're running around here, we're hearing of the stuff the Hero of Time did. So you went back, and then it's like you didn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did many things. My name passed in legend for I told the stories to the king of what Ganondorf would do. It's how he was killed. It is complicated, to say the least.
Like it. Yeah.
Feels forced in some areas.
Really fast, out of
Yes.
character. I just want to make sure I'm not metagaming. When he's talking about a mask, would I make any connection with some of the stuff we found out, or would that be too far of a leap?
He has used the exact verbiage of an imp in a mask, so no, it would not be.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, especially because, like I said, I'm shaky on Zelda lore, so I don't want to do something.
No, you're fine.
Meta-y. Okay. Okay, wait a second though. The mask thing, I'm pretty sure we saw records of that. I don't know if you are aware all the time when you're with me, but
I am aware. regarding that of the Majora's Mask.
The same thing?
Very well could be. If it's described as a heart shape with edges on it, very well could be that of the Majora's Mask. A mask that was used for hexing rituals.
For what rituals?
Hexing.
Hexing?
Cursing.
Oh. And a moon fell down or something?
The imp used the power of the Majora's Mask to send a moon down on that of Clocktown and Termina. But as far as I was able to ascertain, it seemed that the mask was actually using the imp. It was the inverse.
Good to know, I guess.
The mask is wicked.
Is that... Okay. Is that how you died, or did you live on after?
I lived on after. There are some that think that I died, but I did in fact live on after. Though I did not wish to return back to Hyrule. I got lost. Eventually, I did get lost in the Lost Woods, and since I'm not Kokiri, I'm now the Stalfos form you see before you.
Oh. Did you never get, like, a life to be happy?
No.
You're really sad. I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do to help you now if you're stuck here?
Free Hyrule. That is what you can do.
Will help you?
To see my home be restored, yes.
Okay. At his arm. I'm sorry. If you don't want me to call you Link, I don't have to. I was just excited to know your name because you wouldn't tell me, but if it's, like, too much, I don't need to.
It can bring back painful memories.
So what do you want instead?
You may refer to me as the Hero's Shade, if you wish.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it then. I won't bother you with that other name anymore then. Sorry.
It is alright.
I thought you were just trying to be mysterious.
Sad. I wish I was being that.
Yeah, me too. I do appreciate everything you've done for me, so thanks.
Of course. At that, your vision fades, and next thing you know, Demi is waking you up.
So this is how she's like really, she's just out, like, you know, like haha. And then when Demi wakes up, she just like shoots up and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I can like ride hero in a combat situation."
Was that a dream?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my
I'd love
gosh.
to ride a giant wolf.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. My friend, you know, came to me in a dream and like taught me the whole thing. So I'm feeling inspired. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go watch. Sorry. What?
Oh, here's a snack, and
Thanks.
I didn't see anything, so we're all clear.
Okay.
All right.
She seems like so ready to go and watch. She's just like sitting there, like, yeah.
Really?
She's like super ready to go.
Scissor's whole watch is riding Hero around the room, just pretending to swing.
Demi lays back down and
Bad.
Yeah, I'm like sitting next to Hero, like I'm like laying, you know, against him, like he's like a big pillow, and I'm like, okay, so here's what we can do, and I'm like starting to like plan out how we're gonna like charge at them, and like,
Perfect.
and he's probably in the dream too, so he's like, I know, like,
yeah. So, all right. So go ahead and make a perception check. Honestly, if you fail this, that would kind of be perfect because it would make a lot of sense.
I actually did okay. I got a 23.
That's more than okay. I think that's the highest one of the outside of Scrappy.
Yeah.
So perfect. So you're just you are very excited, very alert, and you're just looking around for everything.
Yeah.
And as you are, a deck.
Yep.
You go to sleep for the night and you wake up and you just wake up to the sensation of sand just crossing, almost like blowing across your face. You feel the particles of it.
Am I still in the room?
You open up your eyes and you look, and it seems that you are just in an endless wasteland of sand with dunes just spreading across the plains. There's a dark figure off on the edge, away from you, with their back face toward you. With their back toward you, I should say.
Is this ominous figure or not superimposing figure or?
All of the it is both imposing and ominous. It is a very familiar form.
All right. He's stealing himself a little bit.
In one life, this was my home. I used to be king and a god. I should thank you, Adek. I can finally see it again through you.
Yep. Pretty different, huh?
It is much different than when I last saw it.
So different you probably don't even want it anymore, right?
He turns and just walks over to you. Slowly, with every step, the sand just emanates behind him and just gets caught by the wind and tossed into the sky. Even if things look different now, they are still my people. There are people, Adek.
Okay.
Do you not care for them like I do?
Of course I care about them.
He smiles wickedly at that. There's an army coming for them. We can prevent that attack.
I think it can be prevented without you.
I am the king of demons. And those monsters, I created them. I can control them. I can prevent them from attacking this land and destroying it.
They're your minions?
They were. So, if you give me control, I can stop the attack on our homeland.
Not a chance.
Just give me control, and I can put a stop to this madness.
See, you got me thinking now. If there's something in me that can control them, maybe I can stop them my own way.
They won't sense that you as being the king of demons. I am the king of demons, not you.
Well, you currently don't have a throne, and it's gonna stay that way.
We'll see about that. Wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Is this a charm effect?
No.
Okay.
You still have my bardic thing.
I do?
That's up every night for you. Yep, that was a passive thing.
How
I
long
would
does
Does
it
that
say
last
last?
more
I
than
did
10 minutes?
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
But aura. Remember my aura.
Aura.
In her aura?
She is
Better.
technically awake.
Does
Yeah.
Scissor go in and out of his aura while she's doing
No, because we know he goes in his dreams all the time.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no, I know.
I think
He
she
would
even
stay within
said,
it.
Yeah.
yeah, pacing around.
Just laughing at
So your aura's plus 3 or 4?
3.
Plus 3. And Flash of Genius works for saving throws, so I'm going to use that to make it a 24.
Okay. Scissory. You're currently sitting and doing watch, and you look out, and you definitely do see movement starting to make your way. The 2 Hylians you saw now seem to be with an additional third are starting to make their way up to you. Scrappy is making a little bit of an alarm, and you gather that, but then you look over and you start to see Adek's hand almost clench as he starts to tense up in his dream. What do you do?
Okay, so first of all, where are the Hylians coming in from?
So they're coming in from the doorway. So basically,
okay.
So there's like only one way they could come in at this point.
Mm-hmm. Is it close to attic?
Potentially.
Like with the layout of the room, I guess.
Potentially.
Okay. Also, okay, fist clench. Should I roll like an insight or something on that? I'm not sure if that would be her immediate connection right away.
Yeah, if you want, you can certainly try.
Okay. 17.
This is not normal.
Okay. So yeah, I at least know something's off, or like I would assume that the Hylians are like doing something if they're already here. So let me see what spells I have up really quickly. Not a full rest yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. That doesn't do quite what I wanted it to. All right. So, I think I would get up very quickly and start and I'll be like, guys, wake up, to the other two, and I kind of start making my way to almost stand between the Hylian and attic and get ready to I'll try the spell I did last time, which I know technically might not do anything, but I feel like last time it worked, where I cast Heroism on Attic, as it was supposed to be a big courage booster. It made him roll nat 20 last time. It was a big deal. So I just feel in character, she would just, so she'd touch him and cast Heroism as she's standing between the Hylians.
So as you kind of lean down real quick, keeping an eye on it, you touch him, and Adek's eyes, and you both are awake at this point. Adek's eyes open, and what once was the red eyes of the Sheikah is replaced with the eyes of Malice.
We don't have our long rest, do we?
No.
Cool. I can't do anything.
So
I don't know.
now heroism gives him what?
So what it does is it makes the creature, it imbues them with bravery. It's immune to being frightened, and gains temporary hit points. So actually it doesn't really do anything. It was just more like,
Yeah.
I felt like that was what she did last time and she thought it helped.
So
So you could get that, Mark. I'll probably take it away and drop concentration immediately, but you know.
And
Yeah.
as you look, the Hylians see this. Marul wakes up at this point, alerted to all the movement that's going on. She's grabbing for her swords, and she just has a horrified expression across her face as she sees what's happening with the deck. The Hylians just have a wicked grin. And that's where we'll pick up next week. Yes, Avum?
No, I was just gonna ask, just for the sake of, are they outside the room?
They are outside, but it's a bead door, so they can see.
Mhm. It's like a curtain thingy.
It's a bead door, bead of curtains.
Okay, so wouldn't guards be able to see the two guys hanging out in the living area while they're sleeping?
You're on a multiple floor. You're on the second floor. They don't go up on the second floor.
Gotcha, but the Hylians are up on the second floor now.
Yes,
Yeah, they came up.
They are right outside the door.
I didn't know we were up on the second floor.
Yeah,
thought we were
I
on the
did mention
second
that. Granted, it was 2 weeks ago, but I did mention you go upstairs.
floor. Cool.
So yeah, that's where we'll pick up next week, as Demise seems to be taking control.
Ooh,
We'll see. We'll
Let's
see
go.
what happens. All
Mark's
right.
been waiting. He's been waiting. This.
All right. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap up for tonight's sessions. We'll see you all next week. This is going to be very interesting. So with that, stay tuned for Friday with more Fates United and all that fun stuff, and then Sunday with Mystical Mishaps. So until then, everyone, this is going to be interesting. We got a week to sit on this. So keep being awesome, everyone. Keep rolling those dice. See ya.